Hello again, everybody. This is Steve Grizzetti, co-founder of MoviePix.com and author of the MoviePix.com Guide to Photoshop Elements. And this is part 2 of our two-part series on using the rule of thirds to make for a more dynamic and interesting photo. In part 1, we looked at how the rule of thirds can be used to generate energy, a little bit of imbalance in the photo, but to really give us a focus that is not in the center of the frame, but actually off to one side. And we've seen how powerful that can be, and how by nature your eyes actually use this imbalance to read the photo, to follow the lines of the photo. Now what I'd like to do is I'd like to take a photo. I'm going to open it up. And this is just a snapshot of a boy in a park with two guys dressed like Spider-Man. Right now, everyone is centered in the picture. It's kind of a funny picture, interesting picture, a lot of little lively things going on here. But I want to show you how rule of thirds can actually change the meaning of the photo. Right now, who would you say is the main subject in this picture? Probably the little boy, although everything has equal weight here. The little boy has got the most personality. He's got a look on his face. Spider-Man and Spider-Man are very colorful, and they kind of draw our attention too, but nobody really is the focus of this picture. So I'm going to take my crop tool, and I'm going to just drag it across here, and I'm going to look at those power columns. Again, the rule of thirds says that the main subject should be right along these columns or contained within this little grid. So this little boy, let's start by making him the main subject of our picture. So I'm going to move my crop in and bring this down so that the cross is right over that boy's eyes. Now notice we're losing some of the Spider-Man. That's okay. Our focus is on the little boy. I kind of wish I had a little more space here on the right, but let's go ahead and crop that and see how it changes the meaning of the picture. Now it becomes abundantly clear who is the main subject in the picture, right? The boy becomes the focus of our eyes. It's the first thing we see when we look at this picture. Look away, look back, your eyes will be drawn immediately to the little boy. Even though Spider-Man are wearing bright red and bright blue, even though they have the dominant color, and even though they might draw our attention first, look where our eyes immediately go, right to that little boy. He becomes the subject, and the Spider-Man become kind of part of the background. But watch this. And Control Z to undo that. And this time I'm going to use the rule of thirds, my columns, to put the focus on the Spider-Man on the left. So I'm going to crop it in a little bit. We want to make sure that grid is right on him. I'm going to widen this frame a little bit. There we go. And I want to make the cross of these two columns go right over his, let's see, right over his nose or his face or his chin. Now he is right in that power column, right? Maybe I'll bring that in just a little bit tighter. And we'll bring it down to his chin. That looks pretty good. Now I'll crop it. Who now is the main subject in the picture? Look away, look back at the picture. Where do your eyes immediately go? Strangely, they go to the Spider-Man. They don't go to the little boy this time. It's the same picture, the same content. We have just cut it differently so that using the rule of thirds, the eyes are drawn to that 1/3 power column right here along Spider-Man in red and blue. So what you put in those power columns is tremendously powerful because it's where your eyes are drawn, and it becomes the center focus of your picture, just as the people on the beach, just as the people in the scenery, just as the mother with the child. Inside that power column there is the main subject of the photo, and it's the spot where our eyes are first drawn. It will dominate the photo every time. Using the rule of thirds, you can really get some very, very powerful effects and make for a much more dynamic picture. Now, if you want to know more about Photoshop Elements and about all the tools inside it, including some hidden tools that may not be immediately apparent, you want to check out the tips and tutorials we have at MoviePix.com. And if you want to know every single thing about this amazing program, check out the MoviePix.com Guide to Adobe Photoshop Elements. I'm the guy who wrote the book, and it's available on Amazon.com. Thanks for joining me. See you soon.